Hello, this is Mr. Bonzai. I'm in Hollywood, California, and I'm talking with Mr. Phil Wagner. Phil, where are you?
I'm in the San Fernando Valley.
Okay, now we're safely home now, but this is how we handle ourselves in public. You can see my glasses are steaming up. I think we can take these off now, okay?
Yes, we have to wear these to avoid $1,000 fine. I was just reminded.
Oh, that's good. Let's be economical. So, how you been doing?
Well, I think this pandemic activities or lack thereof are certainly causing us to operate in different ways, but we're healthy and we're trying to stay that way.
And since you're so well connected in the industry, what's the word? What's you heard any good news?
Well, certainly we've the world has come to a standstill, and a lot of our live business is certainly that way with our console that addresses the live touring and install market. But we're taking the opportunity to provide lots of training for people who might have otherwise said, "Oh, I never have time. I don't know how I'd ever learn how to use your console." So it's been really great. We get like 20 people every session. We do it a couple times a week, and it's been nice to be in touch with our customers, and that we find that uplifting. We're training them, they're telling us good stories.
Good. I should mention that you're talking about solid state logic.
Oh, yes, yes. I've been around a number of different companies. I've spent 17 years with SSL, and then after a 10-year hiatus, I came back about 7 months ago and back in action with my old flame, solid state logic.
Well, good for you, man.
Thanks.
Um, so people are busy, even though
Well,
they're.
we've got a lot of different things that we address. We've just introduced all these products for home recording, and we can't make them fast enough because everyone's home and everyone wants to get their home production space set up. But more, like optimize if you're already doing it. But we get a lot of people from, the voiceover business, people who are doing, voiceovers for commercials and voiceovers for television shows and voiceovers for film, ADR work. A lot of people are having to do that at home. So there's a tremendous amount of energy about how do I get my home studio set up? How do I remotely control my software? We got about a dozen or so calls over the last couple of weeks from people who just need to know what's the best way to do it.
Do you think that
Um,
this is going to be a prevalent feature of our audio industry in the future?
Without a question of a doubt, because just we don't know when this is going to end. We hope it will end soon, but it's going to be a limited rollout. So people are going to need to continue to figure out how are they going to produce what they have to produce to make a living in a different environment. It's just natural. That's going to work that way.
So, who you been talking to on the phone, but remotely?
Well,
Uh,
as many people as possible. I mean, we're all working out of our home offices. I'm fortunate to have a reasonable one. And, our broadcast business is going like gangbusters because we're very active in that area. And broadcast is an essential business that is carrying on. So we talk
essential
to our,
essential business. Now that's an
yes.
interesting term that we didn't hear so much before this. But you told me the other day you were talking to Chris Lord Algie, but it's and what was that about?
Well, I try to talk to, keep in touch with all my favorite star engineers. And Chris has been very busy. I think that people are at home and if they're not performing on stage, they got time to make their next record or get their records that they wanted to get out. I say records, but they're streams these days. So, people like Chris are very busy. And think people are figuring out ways to make stuff happen and keep stuff happening. A lot of our customers have had private studios forever, and they're staying with it. So they've been, Chris's brother Tom has been practicing isolation for over a decade.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Well,
their
listen.
private production palaces.
Do you have enough toilet paper?
Oh, I got lucky. I got some 24-pack specials before any of this hit, so I'm in good shape there. I'm using this app actually that allows you to calculate how many days left you have.
Well, we have a Japanese household with the latest washlet, so one square is enough for us.
Yeah, there was a great skit on Saturday Night Live last week where they went into the details, and it was hilarious with Kate McKibben. So we're good in that area. Thanks.
Yes, very happy that we have something to occupy our time, and there's a lot of good, we're watching documentaries, we're, learning things that will help us in the future, and I hope everyone out there is doing the same. And with that, I'm going to have a little sip of Sonoma Cab.
Fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers to all of you out there, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care.